10 famous child celebs who have ruined their career. Welcome back to another video. Charm and fame cannot be handled by everyone easily. Here's the proof in our video how some child celebs have ruined their careers. Stick to the video till the end if it interests you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Taylor Momsen. Taylor Momsen had all the makings of a huge star. Momsen earned a recurring spot on Gossip Girl after starring in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Momsen, on the other hand, quit the show after some difficulties occurred, and her career has only gone worse since then. Many individuals, including Tim Gunn, who guest appeared opposite Momsen on Gossip Girl, began criticizing her for her diva-like demeanor when she was on the show. Momsen's personality shifted from sweet to insufferable. She left the show early to pursue her passion for music. The Pretty Reckless Momsen's band has proven popular enough to continue on the road. Momsen, on the other hand, is better renowned for her rebellious conduct than for her music. She hasn't appeared on television since leaving Gossip Girl. Number 9. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan has been famous ever since she was a toddler. A talented child star, she began her career as a children's fashion model when she was 3 years old. She starred in a Disney movie when he was 11 years old and performed a double role. She has been no stranger to fame since then. She became one of the most popular and bankable child stars in the world. She made a few films in a succession, but the good times were short-lived. She later made the front pages of various news outlets for offenses including drunk driving and stealing. Negative news came in a never-ending flood, eventually robbing her of her reputation. The public's perception of her has shifted from the lovely and pleasant future star to the haggard and shattered actress as a result of her drug use. Number 8. Edward Furlong. In the classic film Terminator 2, he played the innocent young John Connor. Unfortunately, the celebrity he received as a result of the film got to his head, and he changed drastically for the worse. He was hospitalized for an alleged overdose after a party with Natasha Lyonne and Paris Hilton in 2001. He was 23 years old at the time. He was detained again in 4 hours that same year for driving without a license and escaping a vehicle collision. What were the repercussions? Long periods of rehab were required. He was jailed in 2004 for trying to steal live lobsters from a shop. It didn't help that he was inebriated once more. After he married, had a child, and then divorced from his ex-wife in 2009, Rachel Neeland accused him of being a fury driven by narcotics. He was ultimately taken to a mental facility in Los Angeles. He has not progressed much after that. Number 7. Haley Joel Osment. He had all it took to be one of the finest performers, having been on Forrest Gump, The Sixth Sense, and Artificial Intelligence. However, popularity caused him to stray from the path for a few years, which had a negative influence on his career. On July 20, 2006, Osment was engaged in a vehicle accident. As he drove to his house, he collided with a brick mailbox and the automobile overturned. A shattered rib, a fractured shoulder blade, wounds and burns were among his injuries. At the time, Osment was not only driving under the influence of alcohol, but he was also discovered with drugs in his possession. He was given 3 years of probation, 60 hours of community service, a $1,500 fine, and a minimum of 26 trips to Alcoholics Anonymous over the course of 6 months. Number 6. Macaulay Culkin. The child who portrayed Kevin in the Home Alone series is one of the most iconic actors of the 1990s television. According to Culkin, his father was the cause of his life's downfall as he began demanding huge quantities of money when he first became famous, something to which the producers responded negatively. Culkin was arrested in Oklahoma on September 17, 2004 for possession of 17.3 grams of drugs and 2 substances, aprazolam and clonazepam, but was freed after posting a $4,000 bond. He was proclaimed innocent after being sentenced in court for several petty charges, but afterwards turned himself in as guilty. He was sentenced to 3 years in jail with 1 year suspended and forced to pay $540 in fines. He has never had psychological issues or had to go to rehab, unlike many others on the list. Number 5. Jack Lioyd. Jack Lioyd is an American actor best known for his portrayal of Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars. Because he performed such a high-profile part, it caused him to be tormented by many other youngsters throughout the intervening years. He proclaimed his retirement from the film business in 2001, but in June 2015, Jack Lioyd was caught and imprisoned for driving erratically at high speeds. He was later diagnosed with schizophrenia and was sent to a mental institution for treatment. In January 2020, his family released a statement claiming that he has moved closer to his family and wished Jack Lioyd safety and happiness in the future. Number 4. Tatum O'Neal. At the age of 10, Tatum O'Neal became the youngest person to win an Academy Award for Best Actress for the film Paper Moon. Winning such a prestigious prize meant a lot to this 1960s kid star, but things didn't go as planned. Tatum began taking drugs and alcohol at the age of 9, according to reports. She was reportedly abused by her father's drug dealer a few years later. She made a few TV appearances as she grew older, but her heroin and crack addiction has made it difficult for her to return to the top. Number 3. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes, the star of many of your favorite adolescent comedies, is no longer linked with anything amusing. The initial issues with booze and drugs surfaced in 2009, and things with Amanda began to spiral out of control after that. She was involved in many serious vehicle accidents in 2012. After another accident in which she was at fault because she was driving under the influence of alcohol, she just fled the scene and wrote a letter to Barack Obama, hoping for a not guilty verdict. Amanda's diva behavior was not limited to drunk driving. She went from spending the entire day in a fitting room and making strange noises from there, to appearing in court in an enormous wig after being arrested for drunk driving, to attempting to set her neighbor's house on fire, assaulting her fan, a few thefts, and a number of car accidents, all of which were always the result of drug abuse. Number 2. Dana Plato. Dana Plato was a young actress on Different Strokes who became addicted to drugs and alcohol. She began to get fewer and fewer parts when the sitcom ended, and she grew addicted to painkillers. At the age of 34, she died of an overdose. Number 1. Haim. Haim, a Canadian actor, began performing at the age of 10 but didn't become well-known until a few years later. Along with Corey Feldman, he was renowned as one of the two Coreys and was regarded as a teen heartthrob. As the actor slipped into a cycle of drug misuse and subsequent rehabilitation, he became renowned for more than his performances. Haim died on an accidental overdose in 2010 while he was only 38 years old. Feldman, an old friend of Haim's, told Larry King that he was extremely poor, terribly penniless when he died. That's all for today. We hope you have found the video interesting. Tell us about your thoughts in the comments section below. Do us a favor of liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Your support means a lot. Goodbye!